All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is Stacy Booth, and welcome to our Thursday team call. And today I want to talk about longevity in this business and how this isn't something you can just hop into and hop out of. Well, you can, technically. It's very easy to hop in and out of. But to be successful and to do this long term, you kind of have to set up the mindset that this is something you're going to do long term and commit to that. So commit to, I'm going to be here a year from now. At this point, my commitment is I'm going to be here in 5 years from now. Like every business, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have some years that you turn a great profit and some years you don't turn as good of a profit. And that's business. I mean, if you look at any company out there, that's the same thing. So if you aren't, moving forward as fast as you want, just know that this business takes time to build and you have to keep with it. You can't just give up and you'll never reach your goals if you do that. So you have to just keep pushing forward and keep trying new things if you feel like what you're doing isn't working for you. So readjusting your business format. Like for myself, I go through bouts of where I'll post certain things and then I'll kind of change up what I'm posting. As far as like motivational posts or the way that I'm posting my challenge group invites or recipes that I'm posting or things that I'm talking about, trying to reach more people. Like this year, I jokingly said to my success partner, I said, I think I'm going to start like posting about drinking more because every time I post anything about drinking, people are like all over that and they think it's hilarious. So I jokingly said that, but I kind of tested the waters. And apparently my followers like drinking. So it's something that I can talk about, like funny drinking things or whatever. So I'm going to try that for a little while. So it's things that you're always kind of talking about different things. So I could talk about, healthy drinks that you can try and alternatives or things like that. So you're always trying to find what your niche is and how to communicate with them and how to get the most interaction. Because you want all of your posts to get traction. And a lot of times people get discouraged because they post like a before and after photo or like a challenge invite on their page and they get 0 likes. And they're like, oh, that didn't work at all. You even think maybe I should delete it. But I want you to know that even if you're not getting tons of likes and tons of what you see as traction on that post, it doesn't mean people aren't seeing it. There are people who are called Facebook stalkers, and those people are people that scour your page and they look at everything you're doing, but they don't like a single thing, okay? And that's why we have to be posting all of the time and posting different types of content that's reflective of your personality and the reflection of you, because that's where you get people. And the people that you end up helping the most ultimately are those stalkers. They won't like your post. Actually, you'll get people who like your posts all the time and will never join you. But the people who are following you and looking at your stuff and kind of thinking about it, they'll come out and message you and say, hey, I've been seeing your post about this stuff and I'm really interested. Could you tell me more? Or it could be their birthday and you go to wish them a happy birthday and they'll start talking to you about, I've been seeing your post and I've been really impressed with it. So please don't think just because no one liked your post, it wasn't a successful post, okay? It does reach people and it does connect with people. And that's why it's really important to do 3 to 5 posts a day because Facebook will circulate those posts for you. So don't get discouraged if you're posting and you're not seeing a lot of interaction on those posts, okay? All right, so I have 9 tips for you guys today about how to really and keep moving forward, okay? So it's 9 tips. So to succeed in business today, you need to be flexible and have a good planning and organizational skills, okay? You do need that. Many people start their business thinking that they'll turn on their computers and start making money right away, only to find that making money in a business is more difficult than we thought. You can avoid this by taking time and planning out all the necessary steps you need to reach success, okay? So you can't just sign up as a coach today and think, oh, I'm going to make Success Club today. I'm going to sell all kinds of challenge packs today. and be like uber successful coach right out the gate. That's not how it works. It does take time. It does take planning. But you can't be a brand new coach, go like a couple of weeks or a month and get a lot of no's and quit because you're like, this isn't for me. I'm not working it. Well, sometimes it takes you a little while to get traction under your feet. So step one is get organized. To be successful in business, you need to be organized. Organization will help you complete tasks and stay on top of things that to be done. And a good way to do this is to create a to-do list each day. As you complete the item, check it off your list. This will ensure that you're not forgetting anything and you're completing all the tasks that are essential to the survival of your business. Now, you guys should know that in Team Unstoppable, under the files, we have a daily checklist. Now, that's a broad checklist of what you should be doing each and every day. And I do follow that checklist myself, but I add other topics on that are important to my business at this time. Like Thursdays, I have do the team shout outs. That's on my checklist. That's something that I need to do, but not necessarily you need to do. On Thursdays, I also message new coaches or new customers. So those are types of things that are on my list, but might not be on yours. So you need to use the checklist that's in our files, but tweak it to what you also need to do. There's other things that you could add to the list that you might be doing that someone else might not be doing. So make sure that you're using the list as a guide, but add your own stuff to it as well. Keeping detailed records. All successful business keeps detailed records. By keeping detailed records, you'll know where your business stands financially and potential challenges you could be facing. Just knowing this gives you time to create strategies to overcome those challenges. Now, the best part about working for Beachbody is that not only is it your own business, but they give you all of the tools that you need to be successful. So they have a business activity tracker, which goes through like how many people you've connected with that day, how many people you invited that day, how many challenge packs you sold that day, how many challenge packs you want to sell for the week. Those are the tools that you guys need to be using on a weekly basis so that you can see, okay, I want to make $200 this week. What do I need to do to make that? If I sell, 4 challenge packs at $40 a commission, that'll get me close to my goal. That kind of thing. You guys need to pay attention to this. It's not something that you can just go willy-nilly and think, oh, I'm going to get where I want to go. If you don't have those specific structures and goals in mind each and every day that you're keeping track of, you have to keep track of things, okay? Number 3, analyze your competition. Okay, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go back and kind of give you examples of it. So competition breeds the best results. To be successful, you can't be afraid to study and learn from your competitors. After all, they may be doing something right that you can implement in your business to make more money. With that said, you can go to YouTube and watch all kinds of super successful coaches give you tips and trainings and team calls and all this stuff. You can go to different coaches' Facebook pages and see the kind of content they're using, see the kind of challenge ads they're doing. And you can use those things to help you, guide you in the direction of how you want to create your business. Don't copy it, but you can help model your business around their ideas because it's something that speaks to you. What I don't want you to do is go to these other coaches' pages and sit there and get yourself depressed because you're not where they are, or look at them and get jealous of where they are. Because it's not about jealousy, and it's not about getting all depressed because you're not where they are, or you didn't get your business as fast as they did, or whatever it is. I want you guys using this step in a productive way. I always go to other coaches' pages on YouTube and watch them, and actually creating your new training I coupled with so many successful coaches all across Team Beachbody, because every single coach has a different message and a different way of presenting it. And so you can learn so much from that. But I don't want you getting bogged down with the jealousy of other coaches. And that's a fine line, because some people really have a hard time with that. They look at someone else and it just deflates them. And I don't want that for you. So use this step in a very specific way. If you're following people's Facebook pages and it makes you feel less than, then don't follow that page. So you need to be very careful with that, because I don't want you comparing yourself to others and feeling less than. It's to help you learn from them, to not compare. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Number 4, trashing excuses. The key to being successful is identifying your buts, not your bottom buts, like your buts. But I can't do this because, or but my kids are in the way, or but I had to do this today. You need to identify those, and you need to push them aside and say, I'm not using those buts anymore, because every single person has the same 24 hours in a day, but every single person arranges their 24 hours in a different way. So you have to be strategic about how you're planning out your day. If you work full time, then you really have to be good with your time management. You have to know exactly what you're going to do when you sit down at your computer and work your Beachbody business. You can't go willy-nilly about it. You can't sit down and scroll through Facebook and, get off on tons of tangents. You have to be focused and driven and going for those goals, because you can work this business and work another business full time and still be successful. But you have to get rid of those buts to do it. Okay, so you can't be using excuses if you want to move forward with this business. So identify them and move on. Number 5, be creative. Always be looking for ways to improve your business and to make it stand out from competition. Recognize that you don't know everything and be open to new ideas to approach your business. And this is kind of what I was talking about, where I change up the different things that I talk about, and I try to find ways that I can connect more with my audience. And sometimes I'll look at people who have really cool, fancy, ad pictures, and I might use those as inspirations for mine. Or I might go to another coach's page and see how they're setting up the page and what kinds of things they're talking about and the way that they're doing it. I'm constantly doing that because I know my weakness is writing and coming up with topics to share. Because I have a lot of ideas. I just don't know how to get those ideas out of my head and onto paper. I'm dyslexic, so that doesn't come easy to me. So I have to always be looking at other people's stuff and trying to create it more to me, because they are good at expressing themselves and they're expressing more what I want to. So I'm trying to figure out how do I make it Stacy? How do I make that me? And how can I bring new life to my page, or new life to my challenge groups, or new life to our trainings, because it's a constant movement. If you're doing the same thing you were doing 2 weeks ago, a month ago, a year ago, you might not be moving forward with your business. You constantly have to tweak what you're doing. Your checklist and things, those should stay pretty much the same, but tweaking how you're vocalizing yourself. I hope that makes sense. Okay, number 6, stay focused. The old saying that Rome was not built in a day applies here. Just because you open your business doesn't mean you're going to immediately start making money. It takes time to let people know who you are. So stay focused on achieving your short-term goals. This is really important, especially with coaching, because when we first join as a coach, people don't, 1, know that you're a coach. 2, they don't know that, you have success with it, or you may not have success with it. You may not have a transformation at this point. You may not have financial success with it at this point. So people need to know that you're in it. People also need to know that you care before they care what you have to say. It's super important. You can't just go to someone and be like, hey, you want to buy this program from me? They're going to be totally put off by it. But if you take the time to get to know them and they get to know you, they're much more receptive to that. So that's why sometimes it takes a little bit longer when you first start coaching to sell stuff, because you have to establish that. And the number one thing that I find a lot is when we have coaches come in that come from other MLMs, from other shake programs, from other workout programs, from beauty supplies or those nail things. They're coming from another MLM. Your warm market sees that you've jumped from business to business to business, and they think, well, why should I join this person? They're not in it for the long term. That's why you guys have to prove your consistency to your customers. That's why you have to talk about your workouts. That's why you have to talk about Shakeology, so that they know, hey, this person's sticking around. This is something that they're consistent with, okay? It's something that you have to build long term. It's not something that can happen overnight. It's not. You gotta create that platform. Number 7, prepare to make sacrifices. So many people don't want to do number 7. So many people. The lead up to starting a business is hard work, but once you open the doors, your work has just begun. Oh, hello, hummingbird. There's a hummingbird like right in my face. In many cases, you have to put in more time than you would if you were working for someone else. In turn, you make sacrifices such as spending less time with family and friends in order to be successful. This one is really hard for some of you to wrap your heads around, especially if you're a mom, because you feel like, okay, well, I'm doing this business so that I can create more time, but it's taking more time. It does. You're growing a business. You can't just like get in a plane and just like take off without doing anything. You have to like rev up the engines. You got to get it going, and you got to get it off the ground. That's the same thing with this business. You can't just show up and say, okay, I'm going to put in 10 minutes today and maybe 5 minutes tomorrow and maybe nothing the day after that. And then I'm going to take a few days off and I'm never going to really do my checklist. Where are you going to be with your business? You're not going to move forward with your business at all. This is something that takes time. It takes dedication. It takes consistency daily. You guys, I do this every single day. This is my job. You know, you might be working another job and you might hate your other job. And so you think, oh, I don't want to put so much time and effort into this business. But if you put so much time and effort into this business gives you something that working for the man will never give you. And that's time freedom. Okay? You put in the time and effort now, and you will create that time freedom later where you can go and do work from wherever. You can take vacations, and if you want to bring your work with you. This last year, we went to Costa Rica. I brought my work with me. I did my work some of the time that I was there. We also went to Myrtle Beach, and that was with my success partner. So I worked some of the time there, but I also was hanging out and enjoying my time. We took several vacations this year because of the freedom this business gave us. It gave us time freedom. But it doesn't happen overnight. You have to consistently show up, and there's sacrifices that you have to make at the beginning. If you work super hard and you run super hard and you add lots of coaches and you're making Success Club and you're doing all of the things you're supposed to be doing, you will reap those benefits. But it does take time and it does take sacrifice. So you gotta kind of be okay with that up front. Number 8, provide great service. There are many successful businesses that forgot that providing great customer service is important. If you provide better service for your customers, they're more likely to come to you the next time they need something instead of going to your competitor. So I have a perfect example of this. A lot of times, and this may have happened to you, you have a customer and they're a customer of yours and they're ordering through you, and then they say, hey, Stacy, I have this coach that lives down the road from me, so I think that I'm going to actually switch to them as a coach. And at this point, you need to do as they say, bless and release, and let them go. But if you're doing a good job, they're going to come back to you. So I actually had this happen to me earlier this week. I had a customer, a long time. She's been a customer since like I started coaching. And she switched to someone else like a year ago. And she came back to me this week and said, Stacy, I know this is, I'd really like to come back to you as a customer. I hope this is okay. You know, since I switched, things haven't been so good. And, you know, I said to her, you know, she also said, I think this is karma coming back to me. And I said, you know, actually, I'm really sad that it didn't work out for her because I wanted her to find success. Like, that's the ultimate goal, is to find success. But when you're consistent and you're trying your hardest to provide your customers the best possible services, trying to provide them the best possible challenge groups, you cannot make them check into challenge groups, but you can try to run them as best you can. then they'll come back to you. Even if they leave, they'll come back to you because of that. So you need to make sure that you're providing the best service. That means on Facebook, you're providing the best content on your Facebook page. In your challenge groups, you're providing the best services in there. You're giving them recipes, you're giving them prep tips, you're giving them motivation. If they're your customers, you're sending them out newsletters monthly just to let them know, hey, I'm still here if you're interested. Give great customer service, because customer service breeds to other people. Because what do you do when you have good service? The first thing you do is, hey, guess what? Today I went and did this and I had the best service ever. You talk to your friends about it. Then your friends are like, well, who's that coach of yours? And then they send them to you, unless they decide to sign up as a coach themselves. But it's still, word of mouth is the biggest thing that you can do for your business. And the way to get that is to provide great customer service. And that goes with anything. All right, number 9. This one is a big one. Be consistent. I think I pretty much say this every single call, but it's so important. Be consistent. Consistency is a key component to making money in business. You have to consistently do the things necessary to be successful day in and day out. This will create long-term positive habits that will help you make money over the long term. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long time now, and I've been doing my checklist for a long time. And every single day, I cold market prospect, okay? I go on to, a Facebook page that I like, and I message people. And sometimes I message them from my own page. And pretty much, I would say daily, I get a message from 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, saying, oh, hey, I just saw this message. And I'm still with the business, so I'm showing how much of a consistency I have. Because that person, when they respond to me, they'll see that I messaged them 4 years ago. They know that I'm still doing the same thing, right? That's consistency. You guys need to keep showing up and doing your checklist every day. And it's so frustrating to see coaches struggle, and then they ask them, well, have you done your checklist today? No. Have you invited someone to the challenge group? Have you posted about your workout? No, I haven't done any of that. But I don't understand why I'm not being successful, Stacy. You have to do your checklist, guys. You've got to be consistent with that. That is like the number one thing. If you want to build your business, focus on that checklist. Every single day, make it a priority to do it. You want to take Saturday, Sunday off, fine. At least 5 days a week, it needs to be done. It's so important. It creates that habit. Once you do it all the time, it becomes second nature. Yesterday, I didn't do my checklist until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I spent the entire day cleaning my house, and the kids were here and they were running around, and they wanted to go to the store. So I finished, I think, about 3 o'clock, and I said, okay, it's 3:30 now. They wanted me to take them to the store. I said, give me until 4:30. I'll be done with my checklist, and I'll take you. Guess what time I finished my checklist at? 4:10. I was done before the hour was even up, because I do it so often that it comes like second nature. You guys have to make it consistent. You have to show up every day. You gotta do it. You gotta be consistent with your health and fitness, because people watch that. They know that I've been doing this for so long. They see that I had a transformation, and I continued to stick to that. They will follow you, and they will see, hey, this is working for her. Or, she doesn't stay consistent with that. It's not working for her. You need to show that you are the product of the product. When you are, it makes it a lot easier to share your products and show that they work. All right. So those are the 9 tips. So I want you guys committing today, saying, I'm going to be here a year from now. Or if you're really in it like me, I'm going to be here in 5 years from now. Because I am. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to keep going. I don't know where I'll be in 5 years from now, but I know that I'll still be helping people every single day. I know that I'll still be working on my own health and fitness. I'll still be drinking Shakeology. Okay? So I want you guys to commit to that, because when you do, it'll change your whole aspect of it for you. So I'm going to open it up to any questions. If you guys have questions, great. If not, I'll let you guys go so that you can get back to your day. Any questions? No?
No.
All right. All right. Well, you guys have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Erica, thank you so much for getting on. I know that you've got a lot going on there, and I'm sending prayers to you and your dad. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I think we'll wait. Let me check the date for New Year's. Let me see what next Thursday is. Next Thursday is the 29th. So we'll do call next Thursday also. No interruptions there. So I'll see you guys next Thursday, if not before. Merry Christmas. Bye.